Imagine traveling back thousands of years to a rugged land by the Mediterranean, ancient Greece. The air is crisp, scented with wild herbs, and the sun rises over rocky hills dotted with olive trees. This is a place where the landscape itself seems to invite questions, where the sea meets the sky in endless possibility. Here the seeds of our modern world were first sown. Among these ancient stones and windswept groves, people began to look beyond mere survival, daring to imagine new ways of thinking and living. The Greeks weren't the first great civilization, but they did something different. They asked new questions. They looked at the world with fresh eyes, wondering not just about the gods, but about the nature of reality itself. Instead of just wondering who made the world, they asked how it worked. What are things made of? Why do the stars move? How can we live a good life? These questions echoed through their marketplaces and under their temple columns. They saw the cosmos as a place governed by natural laws, understandable through reason. The universe, they believed, was not just a mystery to be feared, but a puzzle to be solved. This was a revolution, a shift that sparked a grand intellectual adventure. It was the birth of philosophy, science, and democracy, all in one remarkable era. In this small corner of the world, a powerful idea took hold, that humans, through their own minds, could understand and improve their world. The agora buzzed with debate, and the amphitheaters rang with new ideas. For most of history, life was dictated by tradition or divine authority. People followed the old ways, rarely questioning the rules handed down by ancestors or gods. The Greeks dared to challenge this, putting humanity at the center. They honored their gods, but they also celebrated human achievement, creativity, and the search for truth. They believed in logic, debate, and the importance of the individual citizen. In their assemblies, every voice could be heard and every idea could be tested. This human-centric view became a cornerstone of the West. The echoes of Greek thought can still be seen in our laws, our art, and our dreams of freedom. As we explore ancient Greece, we're not just visiting the past, we're tracing the origins of our own systems. Every stone, every carving tells a story that still shapes us today. The story of ancient Greece is the story of how we became who we are. Their questions became our questions, their struggles our inheritance. It's a journey to the foundations of our world. As we uncover the layers of history, we find the roots of our own beliefs and values. The most powerful force in the cosmos might just be a new idea. In Greece, ideas were born that would change the course of history forever. This story is written in stone, in starlight, and in the enduring power of human curiosity. Let's begin our journey into the world where it all started. To truly understand the Greeks, you must first understand the land that shaped them. Geography was not just a backdrop to their story, it was the crucible in which their civilization was forged. Greece is a land defined by its dramatic contrasts, towering mountains and deep blue seas, fractured into countless valleys, plains, and rugged coastlines. The land is a patchwork, each piece separated by steep ridges or the restless sea. This geography fostered a fierce sense of independence. Each valley, often cut off from its neighbors, became its own small world, with its own customs, leaders, and ambitions. The mountains acted as natural barriers, isolating communities and making them self-reliant. Over time, this isolation bred a spirit of resilience and a resistance to unification under a single ruler. Travel between these communities was difficult and often dangerous. As a result, different political systems, philosophies, and social ideas developed side by side, sometimes in harmony, sometimes in rivalry. This unique environment became a natural laboratory for innovation, where new ideas could be tested and refined in the crucible of competition and necessity. Yet, the Greeks were not only people of the land, they were also people of the sea. The sea was their highway, their source of sustenance, and their link to the wider world. The jagged coastline and thousands of islands made them natural sailors, traders, and explorers. The sea was both a barrier and a bridge, challenging them but also inviting them to venture beyond. Through the sea, the Greeks connected with distant cultures, bringing back new goods, technologies, and ideas. Their harbors bustled with activity, and their ships sailed to the farthest corners of the known world. The mountains gave them independence and a strong sense of identity. The sea gave them curiosity, adaptability, and openness to change. This duality, rooted in local tradition, yet always reaching outward, shaped the Greek character. They were fiercely proud of their city-states, but also eager to learn from others, and to share their own discoveries. The interplay between isolation and connection, between mountain and sea, created the unique conditions for Greek civilization to flourish. It was a delicate balance, but one that sparked creativity and progress. It was a world shaped and sometimes hardened by challenging geography, where survival demanded ingenuity and cooperation as much as competition. Here in this crucible of earth and sea, the flame of Western civilization was first ignited, casting its light across the ages. The land divided them, but the sea united them, weaving together a tapestry of cultures, ideas, and achievements. This balance, between independence and connection, tradition and innovation, made Greece a dynamic and creative society. In the end, their geography was not just their destiny, it was the engine of their greatness. Out of this landscape, the polis, city-state, emerged. Each city-state was its own sovereign world, with its own government, laws, and army. Loyalty was to Athens, Sparta, Corinth, or Thebes, not to Greece as a whole. These city-states were fiercely competitive, often at war, but shared language, religion, and myths. Pan-Hellenic festivals like the Olympics brought them together, if only briefly. The independence of each polis allowed for incredible diversity and experimentation. Different ways of life and government could be tried and compared. This competition fostered innovation and critical inquiry. In this dynamic world, some of humanity's most profound ideas were born. Among the brightest stars, Athens and Sparta. Athens was a supernova of intellectual and artistic energy. Here, democracy, rule by the people, took root. Male citizens debated and voted directly on laws, creating a bold experiment in self-government. This freedom fueled a surge in philosophy, art, and drama. Thinkers like Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle challenged assumptions and sought truth through reason. Playwrights explored human nature and morality in open-air theaters. The Parthenon stood as a symbol of reason and artistic skill. Athens wasn't perfect, its democracy was limited and its empire harsh, but its ideals of debate and inquiry changed the world. Athens proved what a city could achieve when people are free to think and question. If Athens was the mind, Sparta was the sword. In isolated Laconia, Sparta built a society focused on military excellence. Spartans ruled over the Helots, living in constant fear of revolt. Boys entered harsh training at age 7, molded into disciplined soldiers. Individual identity was sacrificed for the strength of the phalanx. Spartan society was minimalist. Luxury and philosophy were shunned. Even women were expected to be strong, managing households while men trained. Sparta was closed, resistant to change, valuing security over freedom. The contrast with Athens shows the diversity of Greek experiments in society. Their rivalry shaped Greek history and left lasting lessons. Before philosophy, the Greeks explained the world through mythology. Their gods, led by Zeus on Mount Olympus, were powerful, yet deeply human. Myths explained nature, seasons, and life's mysteries, teaching lessons about courage and hubris. These stories were woven into daily life, art, and ritual, giving Greeks a shared identity. Epic poems like the Iliad and Odyssey shaped Western literature. Tragedies drew on myth to explore human dilemmas. Temples honored the gods, reflecting the community's relationship with the divine. As philosophy rose, myths evolved, becoming metaphors and cultural memory. They remain a shared language for exploring the human condition. Even today, Greek myths echo in our art, literature, and imagination. Their stories endure. In Ionia, a new way of thinking emerged: philosophy. Early thinkers like Thales and Heraclitus sought natural explanations for the world. They used observation and reason, not myth, to solve puzzles of existence. Socrates questioned everything, urging people to know themselves. Plato imagined a world of perfect forms, laying the groundwork for Western thought. Aristotle classified nature, developed logic, and analyzed politics. This lineage, Socrates, Plato, Aristotle, sparked an explosion of thought. They taught us not what to think, but how to think. Their questions still shape philosophy and science today. The Greeks turned curiosity into a method. They began the journey of reason. The Greeks didn't just think, they created beauty. Their civilization was a celebration of the human spirit, expressed through art and architecture that still captivates us today. Their art and architecture expressed order, balance, and the ideal human form. Every sculpture and building was designed to reflect harmony and proportion, echoing their belief in a universe governed by reason. The Parthenon, with its subtle curves and perfect proportions, is a masterpiece of design. Built atop the Acropolis, it stands as a symbol of Athens' glory and the Greeks' pursuit of perfection. Sculptors moved from stiff figures to lifelike idealized bodies celebrating human potential. Muscles, movement, and emotion were captured in marble, making the gods and heroes seem almost alive. Three architectural orders, Doric, Ionic, Corinthian, offered systems of proportion and decoration. Each style brought its own character, from the sturdy Doric to the ornate Corinthian, shaping temples and public spaces. These styles became the language of Western architecture, copied for centuries. From government buildings to museums, Greek influence is everywhere, a testament to their enduring vision. Greek art aimed for harmony, reflecting the rational order of the cosmos. Symmetry and proportion were not just aesthetic choices but expressions of a deeper philosophical quest. Their pursuit of beauty was both mathematical and spiritual. Geometry, philosophy, and art were intertwined, each discipline inspiring the other in the search for truth. From vases to temples, their creations endure as symbols of human aspiration. Even everyday objects were crafted with care, telling stories of gods, heroes, and daily life. The Greeks showed that art could embody ideals. Their works invite us to imagine a world where beauty, wisdom, and excellence are one. Their legacy shapes our sense of beauty and form. Their vision still inspires artists, architects, and thinkers, reminding us of the power of creativity. Beauty, for the Greeks, was truth made visible, a timeless ideal that continues to shine through the ages. Ancient Greece may seem distant, but its legacy is everywhere. Democracy, public debate, and critical thinking are Greek gifts. Our buildings, stories, and even the Olympics trace back to Greece. Science and philosophy rest on Greek foundations: reason, observation, and inquiry. The genres of tragedy, comedy, and epic all began here. Greek myths still populate our culture. Their pursuit of beauty and harmony shapes our art and design. We are heirs to their intellectual and artistic explosion. The Greeks lit a torch of reason and creativity that still burns. Their flame continues to illuminate our world.